Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Big Brother 23 early cast impressions video.
We are here. We are going to be talking about the cast. It has been announced. I'm pretty excited about a lot of this cast. I have a couple of concerns about this cast. It wouldn't be me if I wasn't concerned about the amount of bros in this cast, but you know, here we are.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic about this group. There's a lot of at least interesting backstories. I think it's a diverse cast. I think there's some really potentially fun people in here.
Yes.
So wait, what if...
We haven't even introduced.
Yeah, I know. What if
anybody
she's like
yet?
a villain and she's like, I don't know.
I will love her. I love her. She feels like a super. Anyways, we're gonna get into everybody.
Yes, we will talk about all the different, just the quick little bites, because we haven't seen any videos of anyone yet. We are just going based on the information CBS sent over, which were names and bios.
Yeah.
The comedy of all of this will be getting an initial read horrendously wrong because we don't even know what these people sound like yet.
Yeah, I'm typically very wrong with stuff like winners predictions or going in, you know, who's going to do well and stuff like that. Except for Enzo, I got that one pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's only because I had seen him play before. But in general, when it's new people, I'm not that great at the first impressions, which is why if I was ever on this show, I would not do well.
Listen, I'm only good at predictions with Big Brother Canada. That has been established. Big Brother US. Okay, well, why not hit that subscribe button now before we start to dive into some of these people? Because you know what? Jess and I were here all summer. We're talking about the show. We're giving you multiple live feed updates. You don't have to worry about being left out of the loop here.
Yeah, we will be here every single day with you. If you're new to the channel, if you're not, you know what the deal is. We are here every single day, multiple times a day, giving you sort of small little, tidbits of what is going on, shorter videos, so you can get in, get your live feed update, get out, come back later for another one, get out. It is all here for you all summer long.
And, it's hard to even pinpoint exactly what it is that I like the most about this cast. It's just that I like that there are a lot of different people in here. I like that there's at least a couple of seemingly big fans of the show, super fans maybe.
Okay, so
yeah.
we'll get more into the cast. I know I keep I'm giving you the spoilers early of who I like, but I really like that CBS said that they were going to step up with the diversity of the cast, and they did. The thing that they did not really step up with is sort of getting, I guess, a wider range of ages. The oldest person is 40. I am a 46-year-old lady. It is not that old.
It is one of these sort of things where there's no better just reminder of Father Time than looking at the Big Brother cast and that
40 is old. It is not old. It is not old.
I remember when I first started watching Big Brother, I would have been considered like one of the young folks in the cast, and now I'd be like the second oldest person on this season.
Yeah.
This is the way that it goes. But one quick thing as we go through everybody.
Yep.
We don't post photos here at the channel.
No.
We try to steer clear of a lot of different restrictions and copyrights with all of that. So if you're wondering why there are no photos, that is why.
Yeah, we know that there are lots of places to get photos and stuff like that, but YouTube has always been kind of a little quagmire when it comes to copyright and what people will strike you for and on and on. So when we started our channel, decided that we were just going to stay in our own lane. We are not going to post videos ever. We are never going to post photos of anything that we do not own the copyright to.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to be in this video. We're going to talk about people. We're going to talk about sort of occupations, what we know about them, who we're liking, what we're worried about, and stuff like that. But the thing we are going to bring you that was not in the bios is we put on our detective caps and we went to go see everybody's social media, because the thing that I was the most worried about is even if the cast was diverse, which is 10 out of 10, I'm very happy that it's way better than it's been. I was very worried that it was just going to be a diverse cast of bros and Instagrammers. Here we are. There are a lot of bros. There's a lot of people that are power lifters, lots of people who are gym rats, people who are cyclists, people who are hikers. There's a lot of people that are very into fitness. So there's going to be that. And then there are also a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, like half the cast at least, have very big followings on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and on and on and on. There are influencers on this show, and that shouldn't be a surprise.
No.
Because we've seen that on this show and many other shows, even AGT right now.
Yeah.
Almost everybody who has been on this show this season has a massive following online already. Nobody's undiscovered.
Wait, so you're trying to tell me that people who wanted to be on TV, to be on Big Brother, are people who have been wanting to be famous on the internet for a while?
Yeah, and what worries me about this is people who have an online following do not want to ruin that online following. That means that they're here to grow their online following, which means they're going to play really safe.
Here's the last thing I'll say.
Wah, wah.
Before, this is another wah that goes along with this, is that we joke a lot on the channel about clearly people being shown certain seasons while in sequester. The amount of people in this cast who referenced Dan's funeral, Derek and Cody, Tyler and Angela. There was also, by the way, too many Jessica and Cody references for my liking. I'm not going down that rabbit hole again, but you know, it feels like clearly, okay, you guys were shown 14, 16. CBS loves Big Brother 16 more than life itself. They were shown 20, so be prepared for a lot of we're going to be the next Hitman or other nonsense like that.
Also, speaking of Instagram influencers, if you want to follow us over on Instagram where we are not influencers, but you can see pictures of our dogs, you know, head on over there. It is Matt and Jess TV. One dog, one cat. That's what we got going on over there.
We are Instagram party people, everybody. Okay, now we got to roll out the red carpet for you here right away.
Azah. Okay, so we're going to talk about Azah first, who is clearly my pre-show favorite here. I really like her. She says that she is a super fan, and I absolutely believe her because she brought up Big Brother 4. She talked about June. Like it was very clear that she has been watching the show as long as me, at least, which is really cool. And one of the other things she said straight away is, no showmances. She is not interested in showmances. She is not interested in watching showmances. She likes duos and sort of, you know, that sort of back and forth, but she is not interested in showmances. So she hits everything I like.
I like her a lot too based on first impressions. I mean, if you mentioned Big Brother 4, you've already got a place in my heart because clearly you didn't just pluck that out of nowhere.
No, you watched the show.
You watched the show. She seems outgoing. She seems like she's had a lot of really interesting life experience. She's also had a pageant history, and the reason I bring this up is because as a part of the detective research we did, one of the big questions is like, okay, what's the one thing you've done in the past that's sort of you striving for some element of public recognition, and this is it for Azah. But you know what? I think that is kind of a good training for Big Brother because you're dealing with a lot of different people.
Yeah, it is very good to, you know, beef up your social skills. I think that she hits a lot of points that is going to do very well for her.
Now we have to transition into somebody who I very, very like, and we're going to do a little bit of a runner here of a series of athletic dudes who may end up working together.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, so, you know, buckle up, we're hitting the curve.
I am Xavier, attorney at law. Like, okay, this first of all, he looks like he would be on one of, like, the attorney commercials you see during, like, Judge Judy or something. Like, he's got a really good attorney photo.
Yeah, and he is saying that he's also a super fan, and he's also, like, a beefy bro. So if he is a super fan and he's a beefy bro, then that means that he has been watching this for a while. That means that he has seen the past few seasons where a bro gets together all the other bros plus a couple of Instagram influencer models and then they run over the house. Now we know that there is a twist.
Yeah.
That is coming, that people are going to be in teams of 4. But it does seem like team captains who, you know, go in there are able to pick other people for their team based on like a short little clip.
Okay, here's what I really like about Xavier is that this is my favorite moment out of any of the bios. When they talk about, your favorite past Big Brother duo, he says Chilltown, but then beside it, real meta reference, he says R.I.P. So clearly he is aware of the Mike Boogie Dr. Will headlines that are out there.
Yeah, now that is super fan to me.
Yeah.
He feels legitimate when he is saying super fan. If he is knowing about the drama away from the house, super, super fan.
Yeah.
And I like him. I know that he's a bro and he's probably going to be the person that rolls over this house if I had to take a guess. But he's not a fan of coffee, so Xavier, we need to have a talk after the show.
Listen, you just haven't had Grounds and Hounds yet.
Yeah, like it is the best coffee on earth. Not sponsored, just love it. And so, yeah.
Okay, we'll move from Xavier, attorney Xavier, to flight attendant Brent. Brent totally looks like Brett from Big Brother 20. Like, they have a very similar facial structure.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they both feel like they're going to be kind of similar dudes. Here's my red flag with Brent. They asked him, what could you bring into the house? And he was like, I'm going to bring in a notepad so I can take notes. That is against the rules, Brent. If you were a super fan, you would know this.
Yeah, well, he probably isn't. But he also likes working out, so we may see him working with Xavier.
You know what, though? I will say, a lot of these people we've talked about, all of them have a commonality in that they're used to being around people who complain a lot. I feel like if you are a flight attendant, you can handle anybody's nonsense story or lie in the house without a problem.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of social skills as well.
Derek Frazier, Smoking Joe Frazier. I'm not a big boxing guy.
I'm not a boxing person at all, so I didn't know this name.
Yeah, the only boxing I'm really familiar with is YouTubers deciding all of a sudden that they want to be boxers.
Yep.
But that is all we'll say on that. But I know who Joe Frazier is. Like, this is a legitimately really, really big deal.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe Derek, there's a part of him that's like, I want to go on this show and be known as something other than Joe Frazier's son.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, or maybe he's going to use that to his advantage. We saw Frankie Grande keep that little bit of who his sister was quiet for a long time until he needed to pull out that card, and then he did.
Derek at least seems to know the show somewhat. He referenced Big Brother 8 in his bio, and if you mention anything before, like, Big Brother 12, I will give you at least, like, a merit badge for doing some research.
He is also a power lifter.
So,
you see where we're going here with this?
Yeah, these guys could all end, I hope they don't end up all just being lumped in together, but...
I think this is the thing, is I think people are naturally attracted to hanging out with other people that have similar interests, and one of the only things to do in this house is work out. So I mean, if you've got a bunch of people that are athletic or working out, whatever, then there's always going to be time to talk game.
Yeah, and these guys may all talk game. Maybe they're on different teams, but we have another Derek who has other sort of fitness related hobbies.
He's a cyclist, so if I had to have a guess, he will probably also be out working out and doing like treadmill or whatever they're going to have there for people that want to do cardio.
Yeah, and what I like about Derek Chow in particular is that he's an entrepreneur, so I do sort of put him in the, okay, you're obviously here somewhat to hustle and to kind of get some more behind your brand. Yeah,
it seemed like he delivers meals from influencers to people. So there was a minute there I was kind of like, is he part of the, like, Mr. Beast burger thing that went on, like, last year?
I don't know, but I
couldn't find a connection, but I was like, okay, Derek has a very specific job that it's delivering food that's sort of like brought out by influencers.
I'm very he's very high on my list of I usually don't want to listen to what people do for a living on the live feeds, but I actually kind of want to hear about Derek a little bit.
Yeah, I'm interested.
All right, you want to talk about Alyssa here? Because I am all over the map with Alyssa. I will put that out there right now.
Okay, she is a swimwear designer, which is cool because that means that she is hustling too. She's her own boss, and I like that. There's something to be said for people that actually put in the own work to be their own boss. We've been working for ourselves for 10 years next week, and it is hours and hours and tens of hours a week. Like, there's never any stopping. So whenever I see somebody that is doing something like that on their own, entrepreneur. I just have to be like 10 out of 10 on that because I know what goes into doing something like that.
Yeah.
However, she is also a vlogger and she also has an online following.
Yeah, so she's somebody who's clearly coming on this show for a little bit of a purpose. It seems kind of like we talked about a little bit earlier here with Boxer Derek, or at least son of Boxer Derek. Mm-hmm. She's watched some Big Brother 11. She understands the show somewhat, but she said that one of her favorite moments was the Coup de Jeff destroying Jesse's chances when he was running the game. How dare you, Alyssa, for besmirching the name of Mr. Pictacular in this video.
Oh,
listen, I will stay. We're on Pictacular Island. We are still here.
We are.
I am not on Big Jeff Island. I made that
nobody
clear.
Nobody is on that island. Her favorite duo is Jessica and Cody, and we've kind of touched on how we feel about that earlier, so we will just keep on moving it along.
All right.
To Christy,
and I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name right now because I'm pretty sure I would get it wrong, but
Valdesari?
Yeah, that may very well be right.
I don't know.
Like, she's a professional dancer. She's also she's also been a Sports Illustrated model, so she's got
pretty cool.
Yeah, she's got a pretty big amount of fame behind her already.
Yes, she does.
She's also talked openly about her hair loss and how that has impacted her life and how she's sort of discovered new ways to view herself through that. So I think she's going to be an inspirational story for a lot of people out there.
I also think, as a professional dancer, she's also an athlete. So she is probably going to be someone who's going to be kind of around the Bro Alliance if that actually forms, which I feel pretty good it's going to form. I mean, she's very athletic too, so she's probably going to be out there working out with everybody.
Here's what's going to happen here. If I was in the game, I would see her in an endurance competition and I would just jump right off, right? She's gonna be extremely flexible. She's going to be very athletic. She's lighter. There's no chance. No, she's just going to win all the endurances. And now we have Christian. Christian is a trip. I'm just going to go out there and say this. This guy is he's bro adjacent, if not full bro.
He is, but he also kind of comes across as just the wacky character. He's, rides a unicycle, that kind of thing. It kind of reminds me in some ways of my dad, who's kind of a wacky, character who plays a ukulele and kind of that sort of thing.
He calls himself a joy.
Okay, my dad doesn't do that.
Okay, if you call yourself a joy, you're probably not a joy. It is this is one of those sort of things. Other people can call you a joy. He also loves bucket hats, by the way.
Bucket hats are all right, but I'm a beanie girl myself.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying anything that covers this sort of guy so I don't get just massively sunburned. But okay, he's got Ozzy hair from Survivor. It's he is never going to need a hat for as long as he is alive with that hair.
He got good hair.
He got really good hair. He's a general contractor assistant. I think he's watched Big Brother for a while, but I have to read what he put on this bio.
Yeah, because he's mentioned in the bio Zanky, so I mean, he's watched something.
Yeah, he's watched something, and he says his favorite past moment is Jeff using his coup d'etat power to backdoor Jessica.
Okay, it's obviously a mistake.
This is Jessica. She was not on Big Brother 11.
I was not.
No, Jessie was the coup. I understand this. We have already talked about affronts to Mr. Pictacular. What is wrong with just Jessie? Okay, all right, I'm done. Christian, I hope you're as weird as the bio suggests.
Me too. Okay, Tiffany Mitchell. This is someone else that I am really interested in. She is the person who is the oldest house guest at 40.
Yeah.
Which is nothing. You are not old, my dear. You are not old. I'm 46. Okay, I'm going to stop with that. Anyways, I really like her. I think she's really interesting. She works in the healthcare field, which I also really like. I was also in health science, so I think I feel a little bit of connection to her. It's such a fun field to be in.
Everybody buckle up for a really terrible joke that's about to come your way. All right. Tiffany, she's a phlebotomist. Mm-hmm. She's out for blood, everybody. She's going to come into the game and play really hard.
If you are new to the channel, please stay.
Okay, see, that is a good joke. That is an A+. See, okay, I'm gonna get like 8 dislikes now from, why are you so confident about your joke?
Only dislike Matt, not me.
Okay,
no, I'm
okay.
kidding. I'm kidding. You can dislike us both. Or not. It's all right.
Travis Long is a 22-year-old total bro. He lives in Hawaii. Like, okay, this...
10 out of 10 for that. I wish I lived in Hawaii.
Yeah, he looks like... Yeah, Forgetting Sarah Marshall is one of my favorite movies. I've pretty much seen this every single time I go on an airplane. He feels like just like one of the like extras that like Jason Segel would walk by at like the beach in one of those things. He looks like what people expected Tyler Crispin to be before they actually saw him play.
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I kind of need to see some sort of video or what he's going to be like.
Yeah.
22 years old, bro. I'm just not leaning into that.
Yeah, he's the one person this season when I saw just the picture in the bio, it's just kind of like, whatever.
Okay, so the next we have a TikTok star, and her name is spelled like it's Brittini, but I think it's pronounced Brittany.
I think so, yeah.
So if we're getting it wrong, let us know. We'll figure it out. But she's a TikTok star, but she is also like a 4th degree black belt, which I thought was really interesting. Way more interesting than the TikTok star.
As somebody who has watched like 2 seasons of Cobra Kai in the past week, like I am more, I hope we get to see some like weird karate demonstration. I mean, what I really want to know is Brittany team Cobra Kai or is she team Miyagi-Do? Like, where does she subscribe? Is she going to be Johnny Lawrence or is she going to be Daniel LaRusso?
I will not ruin season 3 for you.
Well, Brittany, I haven't finished watching season 3.
I know that.
I feel like I may have said something that would have been led to a lot of comments being like, Matt, you're really out of the loop.
Yes.
That is fine. We'll see exactly what happens with Brittany, but...
Also Cobra Kai.
Oh,
which we will
yes.
also be covering here at the channel.
Yes.
I really love the show.
It is, from what I have seen
tremendous.
so far, it is very, very good.
It is.
And now we will move into Whitney, who is a makeup artist. She's got somewhat of an Instagram following. She's probably here on some level to try to promote that.
Yep, as it seems like half the cast is. Also, she also likes Jessica and Cody.
Yeah. Once again, I mean, she's kind of there with Travis. I don't have a lot to say about her right now. She seems fine.
Yeah, it's hard to weigh in on I'm here as a makeup artist for Instagram kind of thing, so. Now,
though, Hannah, I believe her last name is pronounced Chada. She is... Mm-hmm. She's somebody who, if she goes in there and tells everybody her resume, I am freaking out. She's 21. She graduated university at 19. She's in graduate school. I saw like little pages online about her. Like, she is incredibly smart.
Yeah, she is. And I think because she's that smart, she knows that she's going to have to kind of like bring it to a 6 or a 7 with everybody else, because you don't want to come across in a way that's just not relatable to anybody else. Because even if you are smarter than everyone else in the house, no one wants to feel like they're dumber than you. And I don't get from just her picture that she's like that at all. She seems like she's pretty relatable, but who knows? We'll see in the videos. She's
a huge Devon superfan, though, so that should be fun. She at least knows what entertaining television is, and hopefully she will follow Devon's lead throughout her time on the show.
Yes. Okay, so we also have Brandon French, who has a son who passed away, and he is a farmer, and he is a veteran.
He is, I really am interested in learning more about him because his bio is incredibly interesting. He has gone through just unspeakable tragedy. He's somebody who's, it seems like he kind of enjoys his own way of life. I think he talked about having like a bull, or like his farm has a bull or something like that.
Yeah, and he was talking about a rooster. That's the devil. No, I think he's going to be a really interesting character to see. And we've seen sort of other people come on this show like Sam and Donnie, who are kind of that same sort of salt of the earth, a person that a lot of people can relate to, just a much more relatable person. So he may be our guy this season.
I hope he's definitely in like that top 5 list of the please don't let me down based on your bio people we have.
Yeah.
Kylan Young actually is also pretty closely up there because like he lives in Venice Beach. He kind of, okay, are you just kind of like one of those guys who just hangs out at the beach all the time? But he's like a huge movie buff.
Yep.
He's a huge superhero nerd.
Yes.
Like, I hope he is kind of like that inner nerd guy who I can sort of root for and identify with all season.
I hope so too, because this is one of the few years we've seen that there's no one that's necessarily a straight up nerd. Like, there's Sarah, who we're about to talk about, and she's a forensic scientist, and she's sort of the quirky person this season. But it's hard to say because we haven't seen the videos yet of just how nerdy she's gonna end up being.
I'm really excited about Sarah. Like, Sarah and Kai, I think they're both really good people to have here at the end because I think they're both very interesting in terms of their bios. I mean, Sarah's obviously got to be really smart too to be a forensic scientist. I also feel like everyone thinks all forensic scientists are basically either like Abby from NCIS or like somebody from the actual show CSI.
Yep.
She could be the break down the misconceptions and ruin how CBS shows tell all of their stories.
Yeah, because I think like even the picture we were sent, which I know we don't have here, and it's probably frustrating for you guys, but I hope you understand.
Yeah.
She's wearing like a glitter beret and beret, and she's got like these puffy shoulder things going on, like she's wearing a princess dress. So I'm not exactly sure what is going on here, but she is the person besides Azah that I am the most interested to just see them, like see them interacting with people and see what they're all about.
So what we're going to do now that we're on this other side of just these like teeny tiny first impressions is we're going to absorb a lot more material, and then, as we lead up to the premiere, I'm sure we'll have something else to talk about down the road, but this is just to get our feet wet a little bit in Big Brother. Be sure to also check out our video talking about those groups of 4, the twists, all of that good stuff.
And don't forget, we are going to be live feeds every day, multiple times a day for you.
Yeah, this is going to be a heck of a fun season. Fingers crossed. Don't let us down like you have the past 2 seasons, Big Brother.
Oh, I hope we don't have a bro alliance gonna roll over the house.
Oh, please. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time.